Marketing in 100 Minutes, a book written by Dr. Marc Opresnik and Dr. 𝗍𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗻. This book is very special as it is a very comprehensive in nature, and it also describes every aspects of the marketing in a very comprehensive way. So it's a very special book, and we have here also Dr. Marc Opresnik. He is the author of the book, and he is one of the world famous management thinkers, and also is visiting faculty Cambridge and faculty of German University. So he's one of the one of the management guru, best known management guru. So I'll invite him to come on the screen and share his views and presentation. Dr. Opresnik, you can take over.
Namaste. Thank you very much for the lovely introduction, dear 𝗍𝗏. So I want to share some thoughts on disruptive marketing in a VUCA world with respect to the launch of our book in India. So we are very excited about that. So my name is Marc Opresnik. I'm a distinguished professor of business administration, in particular marketing and management at the Technical University of Lübeck and the University of Lübeck. In addition to that, I'm a visiting professor to top-tier international universities such as Oxford or Regent's University London, or East China University of Science and Technology in Shanghai. I'm also a member of the board of directors at St. Gallen Management Institute in Switzerland and the global co-author to Professor Dr. 𝗍𝗶𝗏 and also the global dean of academics. So I've written a lot of books, and we are working for a lot of institutions you see on the slides here. And today is about the launch of our book, Marketing in 100 Minutes. Let me catch you up on that very, very slightly in a comprehensive format, like the book is very comprehensively written. So we are living in a VUCA world, and this terminology is not coming from my book or from Professor 𝗏𝗏𝗏. This is coming from US military and during the time of the Cold War. And the logic is that volatility is the first one, the first letter of the acronym here, and it calls for a clear vision. We have to have a clear vision about the future, where we want to go. Uncertainty implies that we need a sophisticated understanding about the world around us. And complexity means we need to be very clear in our communication and about our value proposition. And probably one of the most important ones, ambiguity, calls that we have to be very agile. Companies and individuals have to adapt in an ever more speed and velocity to an ever-changing business environment. And the problem is in today's world, with books, with people, with institutions, with corporations, that more and more is alike. So everything that is successful is copied in an ever shorter period amount of time. And you can see it here, just looking at the bike helmets. They're all the same. They look the same. Now, of course, they're having different colors, but basically they look the same. And the challenge for today's corporations, for all corporations, is that also quality-wise, you see, they're all rated good. So how can you be different? Marketing is about being different, right? Satisfying customer needs and wants better than the competition. But how can you do that if everything you come up with, every kind of differential advantage, can be copied in an ever shorter period amount of time? So that is the challenge that everybody is facing. Now, a lot of companies are just having this inside-out perspective. So they design products and services, and then they try to push them onto the market. And we call that a push approach. But the problem is that Henry Ford stated it a long time ago. If you just ask people what they want, you get a dull answer, because people don't know what they want, because you can only describe things in what you have and not in terms of what you want to have. So if I ask somebody, so I'm responsible at Porsche as a chief design officer for the next 911. And if I ask customers, how shall the next 911 Porsche look like? People would argue and say, oh, like the current one, probably a bit more sporty, but evolution, not a revolution, less fuel consumption, probably a hybrid-driven car. So you can do nothing with that kind of an answer. Nobody was calling for iPhone. Nobody was calling for other innovations like Netflix. Nobody was doing that. But when Netflix came along, or Airbnb came along, or Uber came along, they were disrupting the markets. But you cannot simply ask people what they want. Instead, Professor Dr. Theodore Lüth, the famous MIT professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology at the Harvard University, long ago in the 60s, he said people don't want quarter-inch drills, they want quarter-inch holes. Because that is also what my colleague at Harvard University, unfortunately he died a couple of years ago, Professor Dr. Clayton Christensen, was arguing when he wrote this famous book, The Innovator's Dilemma, or Jobs to be Done. It is the problem that customers want to get fixed that shall be the starting point of every managerial action. Whether it's marketing, whether it's strategy, doesn't make any difference. Whether a company is in the agricultural business, whether it's in the pharmaceutical business, whether it's in the educational business, doesn't make a difference. So people don't want the product, they want to hire the product or the service to do something for them. So for example, to attach a painting to a wall, or photography of the family to make the living room more cozy, right? And that is very important to understand that. And that is also what we did before we launched the Marketing in 100 Minutes series books. So the problem is that in today's world, the attention span is steadily decreasing. So in the year 2000, coming from Google Canada research, the attention span of a human being was about 13 seconds. The attention span of a goldfish is supposed to be 9 seconds, and the attention span of a modern smartphone user is only 3 to 5 seconds. So as a result, nobody wants to read 1,000-page books anymore. So like, for example, here, this book of Professor Dr. David Jobber. It's a very good book, actually. But the problem is that my students, even at the elite universities, they're not reading lengthy books anymore because they are used to different kind of attention span, to different kind of gathering knowledge. It has to be very compact, it has to be very comprised. Even the book Marketing for Dummies, compact version, is about 400 pages. But if you're having about 28 sessions, lectures, hours at the university per week, there is not room to have 1,000-page book to be accompanying every kind of lecture. Therefore, this was the starting point why Professor Dr. 𝗠 𝗿𝗄𝗄 and I, 𝗠 is a guru in global marketing, came up with this, what we call problem-based segmentation. We said we need something super innovative that has never been done before by professors. We need to come out with a book to address that problem with a comprehensive contents of just 100 pages. And the value proposition is marketing in 100 minutes, know-how made simple, in sprint with fun to the point for all. It's also inclusive. It's coming from academics, but it's written in a simple style that everybody can comprehend and understand and directly apply. So this is the beauty. This is super unique. Now, this is the picture here of my friend here presenting from the Indian book fair here in Delhi. The book, and we are very excited to also host local case studies that have been organized by my friend 𝗀 as our Indian chief advisor. Entering this book, and you see that this book has been specifically designed for the Indian market, because not only do we have Indian corporations inside the book, but also it's coming in the Indian national colors. Now, we did the same as an example that this approach is universally applicable. We did the same for education. We disrupted the educational market by addressing problems of a specific customer group, which is professionals. So we looked, for example, at professionals, and they have a problem. If they want to do an MBA, a Master of Business Administration, in parallel to their job, they hardly can do it at my university or international university. Very, very cumbersome, because it normally takes 2.5 years, so it's taking far too long. And the problem is that even if you have online education, you need to go on site, prepare for the examination, and pass the test. So we cooperated with British universities and came up with a disruptive Master of Business Administration, which you can do completely online in just 8 months. And it's totally online. You don't have to prepare for examinations. So the education is coming through webinars, and every module is finished up with a reflective thinking report, not with an exam you have to prepare for. So it's coming from the professional background of the people. And then in 8 months, you're having an MBA. And here you can see how it looks strategically and technically. So how this problem-based segmentation looks like. For example, she's a person, I'm not going through every kind of that here now, Anna Fischer, and she's a typical, we call that in marketing and strategic management, we call that a persona. It's a stereotype of a customer, and she's in the B2C. So, and you can see here in the value proposition canvas, this tool has been developed by 𝗟𝗏𝗿𝗲, that these are the jobs she wants to get done. So for example, she wants to speed up her career in order to do an MBA, right? And you can see here, these are the gains and these are the pain points. These are the problems she has. And this is how we then plan products and services to address pains and deliver gains. So this is how it works in real life. And we have 2, for example, students here. It's the same with the 100 Minutes books, that this automatically sells because you're not having a product and then you push it into the market, but you're looking at customers and then you address in a problem, a challenge, a job they have, and design the product accordingly. So that is very important to understand. I'm always talking about that because it's a very basic principle. That's the difference between push and pull. And this allowed, for example, here, this executive, he's a founder of a company, to do a Master of Business Administration in parallel to his job, even without a bachelor's degree. So normally the problem is that executives, sometimes people don't have bachelor's degree, but they want to do masters. And we address that kind of problem with this kind of a program. In addition to that, and you can see that I'm working for the advisory board of the United Nations of the World Food Program, what we are doing, and that is very important for us as well, also with India. We are donating 1% of the tuition fees to the United Nations to share the meal. And by doing that, we are connecting the 2 SDG goals, quality education and zero hunger. So that is very paramount to understand, in my humble opinion, because today we have we need to be more purpose-driven. We also see that with the younger generation, people are looking more for purpose-driven brands, right, and companies with a purpose. And the purpose is not just about making money. It's not wrong to make money, but I think you also have to liaise it with doing social good. And that was it, my short comprehensive presentation, not 100 minutes, but about this also strategy and theory that is behind that kind of thinking and approach. And whenever you focus on problems of people and then design products, you will be successful. Not the other way around. Most companies, let me say that again, design products and then they think about, oh, how can we best sell them? Through advertisement, through marketing. But marketing is not about designing products and selling products. Marketing is about looking at problems that people have, specific people, persona, and then design products and services to address those specific needs and problems. Thank you very much for having me. And I'm very, very excited that we're having the first book now out in India. The first of many books already. The 100 Minute series is already an established brand because we have more than 20 books already in the 100 Minute series. And we are going to launch more books in India. and I'm very much looking forward also is going to communicate about that constantly, to visiting Delhi again in the near future for the launch of the social media marketing book. Thank you once again. Namaste and all the best.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Now I would request Mr. Anil Varamaji to take over and launch the book right now. So we can launch the book and he can take over the rest of the part.
Okay. Thank you so much, Srin sir. And yeah, we can just show the books if you have, so that we can take a snapshot. Then we can.
Fantastic! It looks beautiful.
Yeah, please.
Also the colors, especially the colors.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So I'm just taking a snap. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you so much.